All right, so get ready, everyone, because today we're really going deep into a concept that's all about how to build these amazing communities that can make real positive changes in the world. We're going to be talking about clusters, and to really get into this, we're going to be looking at a study guide that focuses on a message from the Universal House of Justice from December of 2021 to the Baha'i community.
Right.
And I think by the time we get to the end of this deep dive, you're going to have some really great insights into how communities can grow and make a difference.
Absolutely.
So I think to kind of kick things off, it would be great to just get a sense of what exactly are these clusters.
Well, what's really cool is that these clusters aren't just some vague idea that we're talking about.
Right.
They're very much grounded in reality. You know, there's specific geographic areas where people are coming together.
Right.
And they're collaborating. And their aim is both spiritual and social progress.
I like that.
Yeah. So imagine they're like these bustling hubs overflowing with energy and a sense of purpose.
Okay, so bustling hubs of activity. That implies that they're not just a dot on a map, right? There's movement, there's growth.
Right.
So they're not just static locations.
Absolutely not. They're
dynamic.
Right. And to really understand this journey of growth, we need to look at the overarching framework that guides this whole concept.
Okay.
And that's the 9-year plan.
The 9-year plan.
Yes. And it's all about expanding the reach of the Baha'i teachings and then consolidating those new connections into really strong, resilient communities.
So within that 9-year plan,
how do these clusters actually develop?
Yeah.
I know that this study guide mentioned something about stages, expansion, consolidation, and intensification.
Right.
Did those kind of represent
They absolutely do.
phases of a journey?
Yeah, think of it like a seed being planted. So expansion is that initial burst of life, right?
Yeah.
Spreading the message, attracting new individuals.
Right.
It's all about sparking interest.
Gotcha.
And allowing those first roots to take hold.
So it's like that initial excitement of starting something new.
Absolutely.
You're spreading the word.
Yeah.
Getting people involved.
Yeah.
And then from there,
Right.
you move into consolidation.
Right. And so consolidation is where we shift from attracting new people to nurturing those connections.
Right.
So it's about cultivating a sense of belonging, a shared purpose within the community. So kind of like tending a garden.
Right. Picture it's like tending to a young plant.
Okay.
Providing the support, the nourishment it needs to truly thrive.
All right. So we go from that initial excitement, that expansion, to consolidation, where we're really building the relationships, making those connections strong.
Deepening those connections.
And then we hit intensification.
Right. And this is where things get really exciting.
This is where it gets real.
Yeah, the community starts to shift its focus outward.
Okay.
It's about actively engaging in service, tackling social needs, becoming a force for positive change.
So it's like that plant that's now reached maturity.
Exactly.
It's bearing fruit.
Yeah.
It's giving back to the world around it.
Enriching the ecosystem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got these 3 stages.
Right.
Each one builds on the one before.
Exactly.
And it leads to a deeper connection within the community and a more profound impact on the world.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, are there specific people or institutions that are helping to guide these clusters through these different stages?
Absolutely. So the study guide highlights 3 main institutions that play a really important role.
Right.
Think of them like mentors or coaches.
Okay.
Each with a unique role.
Gotcha.
In supporting the cluster's success.
Okay.
So first we have the counselors.
Okay.
They provide high-level guidance and vision.
So they're like the head coach.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then we have the auxiliary board members who offer more hands-on support and mentorship.
More like assistant coaches, working directly with the team.
Right.
And then finally
we have the local spiritual assemblies.
The LSAs.
Yeah.
And just for those who might not know, LSAs are basically the governing councils for Baha'i communities.
At the local level.
At the local level.
Right. So we've got our coaches, we've got our captains, and we understand these stages. But what I'm really interested in is how do we actually make this happen?
Yeah, what are the
strategies that allow us to move through those stages and really create progress?
So The study guide outlines 4 key strategies for advancing cluster development.
All right, lay 'em on me.
All right, so we have building core activities, personal networks, social action, and responsive and flexible planning.
Okay, so we've got our tools.
Yeah.
I'm particularly interested in those core activities.
Yeah.
Because it seems like those are kind of
they are
foundational. So what are those core activities?
Well, think of them as the heartbeat of a thriving community. They include things like study circles, devotional gatherings, children's classes, and junior youth groups.
They create spaces where individuals can come together, connect with each other, explore the Baha'i teachings, and develop their spiritual capacities.
So it's not just outward action. It's starting with that internal core.
With cultivating that
shared sense of purpose.
Exactly, that strong internal core.
And then speaking of connections, the study guide also talks about these personal networks.
And building strong personal networks is essential for creating that sense of unity and purpose within the community.
So do those networks emerge naturally?
It's a bit of both.
Okay.
They definitely emerge naturally from these core activities.
Okay.
But intentional effort is also needed.
So it's not just enough to come together. We have to also...
You have to also make an effort.
But be intentional about those connections.
The study guide emphasizes reaching out, getting to know each other, finding ways to collaborate.
It's recognizing that interconnectedness.
Exactly.
And I imagine that that's especially important when it comes to social action, which is another key strategy.
Yes.
So how do we go from...
Well, social action is where we start to see things really manifest in a tangible way.
Okay.
So it's about putting faith into action by identifying those social challenges within the community and working together to address them.
So it could be anything from...
It could be tutoring programs to address education or neighborhood cleanup initiatives to improve the environment.
So it's that outward expression.
Exactly. It's translating spiritual principles,
shared values,
into tangible efforts that better society.
That's inspiring. That's great.
Yeah.
But obviously, communities, they change. Social needs change. So how does this model ensure that these efforts are always relevant?
Right. And that's where the 4th strategy, responsive and flexible planning, comes in.
Responsive and flexible planning.
Yes.
So we don't just create a plan and say this is it.
No, it's about embracing a learning mindset. Constantly assessing, identifying challenges, making adjustments.
It's that dance between intentionality and flexibility.
Right. It's having a clear vision. But also being open to course correction.
It's not just sticking to a plan no matter what.
Exactly. It's about holding regular reflection meetings. Where the community can come together, share insights, make informed decisions.
This